It's time to break down Season 3, Episode 5 of The Bad Batch in 5 minutes or less. This was another great installment to Season 3 of The Bad Batch, and we start off for the first time with everyone together. The Bad Batch, including Crosshair and Omega, are all on Pabu. And while everyone is together, we do see that there is a little bit of beef between Hunter and Crosshair. Wrecker appears to be maybe a little bit more forgiving, more understanding because Omega trusts Crosshair, but Hunter is not there yet. Echo shows up a few minutes later and he seems to be okay for the most part as well. We learn that Crosshair's hand is still not getting any better. In fact, it's probably getting worse. He's taking target practice and his accuracy is at 53%, which is not great for someone who is genetically engineered to be a sniper. So he's not doing great at what he is great at. We quickly learn what the focus of this episode is going to be, and that is getting Nala Se's datapad to an Imperial facility, hooking it up, and then downloading the information to get them to Tantus so they can free all the clones at this base. Fortunately for the Bad Batch, Crosshair knows an Imperial base that they can go to that does not have any Imperials there. And we get a return to Barton 4, which is the icy, snowy planet from Season 2, where Crosshair finally turns on the Empire. Once we get to the planet, we see the sensors that kind of protect the perimeter, and Crosshair explains that it was to keep the Raiders away, but he also explains that the Raiders are not an issue anymore because he took care of them. So the Bad Batch gets into the facility, they shift the power from the beacons that are supposedly protecting the perimeter from the Raiders. They shift it to the facility so they can power it up and get the information from the datapad. But in doing so, it turns out that the beacons were actually just keeping away this gigantic worm. The episode then takes a turn towards action in making sure that they don't get eaten by this worm. So Crosshair and Hunter go out to get the worm away from the base and beyond the perimeter of the beacons. Then the plan is for Omega to get the beacons going again, and the worm will be kept outside of the perimeter, allowing them to leave. So that's where this episode is going. It's a pretty good action sequence. They take care of business. Batcher, Crosshair, and Hunter get the worm beyond the perimeter. Echo is in the watchtower making sure that everything is okay. And Omega and Wrecker do get the beacons back up and going. The Bad Batch escapes unscathed. They get the information they need. The good guys win the day, but the big takeaway from this episode is not necessarily the action or even getting all the information. It's the development between Crosshair and Hunter. We see Crosshair essentially having a repentance or confession moment for his time in the Empire. Hunter appears to understand and they are on good terms again. So I think we're going to see a united Bad Batch going forward. We get more of those family themes that have been building in this season. And I think just the way things have been going, this season is only going to get better and better and better. Thanks so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you catch this video next.